Okay, so a little bit of background information. I am having a consultation right now with somebody. Okay, a little bit of background information. I'm having a consultation right now with somebody and I am explaining to them how to start a bookkeeping business. So if you want help starting your bookkeeping business, there's a link in the description of this video. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me anytime and I will help you start and grow your bookkeeping business. But in this call, I'm going to be talking to this person and explaining to them how to get your first client, how to grow their bookkeeping business. Hey, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Yep, I can hear you. Okay, so basically, kind of to pick up where we left off. So I tried to explain to you, the fears that you're having. In my opinion, not relevant. I understand that you're probably, feeling maybe like an imposter or maybe like you might make mistakes, but I'm here to tell you, I promise you, those fears, don't let them stop you because like I said, any mistake is fixable. Anything you can undo. If you have any questions, you can ask the client. So I really would not worry about making a mistake or not knowing how to do bookkeeping. You'll be able to figure it out as you go. And like I said, none of that matters until you actually get your first client. So if you want, we can spend the next 30 minutes and I can kind of walk you through what I would do to get my first client and kind of grow from nothing. Okay, so first of all, it's not, like I said, it's not complicated, but it's also not simple. And what I mean by that is like you don't need to understand like complicated advertising and marketing. Like you don't need to pay for anything. You don't need to understand like complex software, how to use anything. But the reason I say it's not simple is because you're going to have to do it every single day. So that does make it a little bit challenging because it's going to be a big commitment. But as long as you do this every single day, for 30 days, then you will 100% grow your audience on social media. So social media is where I do all of my advertising. I've never paid for advertising or marketing. It's always been organic. Now, with that being said, if you have a ton of money to throw into advertising, by all means, go for it. But if you're anything like me, whenever you got started, I did not have a ton of money to dump into advertising and marketing. So before we get to social media marketing, that's a 4-step process. Before we get there, I do want to talk about your website and your Google My Business profile first. So I definitely recommend that you get a website. And it's pretty simple to make a website. I actually did it on my own. You don't necessarily need to pay anybody, but if you really want to, you could probably pay somebody $1,000 to make you your website for you, or you can just do it on your own. I used Squarespace and I used one of their templates and I'm not a very creative person. If you go to my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com, it's a pretty straightforward website and I was able to pretty much do it all on my own. And you can too. So all you need is, first of all, you got to get a name for your business, which is pretty simple. Don't get too hung up on coming up with a name. Just keep it simple. I love mine. Harrisburg is the capital of Pennsylvania, and it's the closest city to where I am. So I chose Harrisburg, and then obviously bookkeeping. Like very straightforward, very easy. If someone were to look me up on Google for like a bookkeeper, I think it's really straightforward where I am and what I do. So pick a name, and then you have to get a website, a domain name. And it's pretty cheap to get a website. Like I got harrisburgbookkeeping.com. My only regret is that my website was pretty long. So you maybe try to get a shorter website name. That way it's easier for people to remember. And then also whenever you have your email address, like mine is zach@harrisburgbookkeeping.com. That's a pretty long email address for people to remember and for people to write down. So like if I could go back in time, I would probably try to get the website name like hbgbookkeeping.com, like kind of Harrisburg abbreviated. But it really doesn't matter what your website name is. It really doesn't matter what your name is. Just try to think of something that's simple and something that makes sense. So once you have the name picked out, sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay. So once you have the website picked out, once you have your name picked out, then you have to get your domain hosting, and you can go to hostgator.com. That's where I went, or you can go to like GoDaddy or Bluehost. There's a ton of websites. You can just Google like how to host your domain, and then you pay for your domain, and it's super cheap. I think I paid like $100 for 3 years of hosting, and I got that from hostgator.com. So now you have your domain. But then the second step for your website is you have to create your website and then connect it to your domain name. So it is a little bit complicated. I recommend watch a couple YouTube videos, do a little bit of research on your own, but overall it's a pretty straightforward process. You get your website, you get your domain name, and then you create the content of your website. Keep it super simple. You can actually go to my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com, and use it kind of like a template for what you want to put on yours. You really only need 3 things on your website. You need people to know basically who you are, what you do, and how to contact you. It's really called a landing page. So whenever you're just getting started, it can just be a 1-page website. It doesn't have to be complicated or complex or intricate. Actually, in my opinion, the more simple it is, the better it is. So keep it simple, keep it short and sweet. Tell people who you are. Maybe post a picture of yourself if you don't mind doing that. You don't have to, but post a picture of yourself. That way people can get to know you a little bit. And then post, a brief description of who you are. Like for me, I told people like, hey, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm an Army veteran. I love football, I love this and I love that. Like just a brief, 2 or 3 sentence introduction, and then explain to people what you do. So, my name is Zach, I this and that. My bio, my picture, and then I offer bookkeeping services. For me, I have like 3 tiers of bookkeeping services. Feel free to go to my website and copy whatever I have. I have like a basic package, a middle package, and an advanced package. And then, the pricing is all there. You can include the pricing or not. It really doesn't matter a whole lot. Just let people know that you offer bookkeeping services. You categorize transactions, you reconcile accounts, you generate financial statements, you track accounts receivable, you manage accounts payable, you create invoices, you help pay bills, all that stuff. And you can look at my website for an example. And then finally, let people know how they can contact you. So you can link your social media pages to your website, or you can include your email address or your phone number, or Squarespace makes it super easy to have those forms directly in your website where people can enter in their contact information. That way they can just contact you straight through your website. Okay, so now that people know who you are and what you do and how to contact you, now you can kind of forget about your website. There's a thing called search engine optimization, SEO, and that's really big for getting your website to rank highly on Google. However, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know anything about SEO. I know it's super important, but I think social media marketing is more important in the short term than SEO is, and SEO is really complicated. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to tell you like how to do SEO, but if you really wanna learn, I'm sure you can look it up on Google. But now that you've got your website, you really don't need to do anything else with your website. You just kind of set it up as a landing page so you can redirect people. Like once you talk to people, be like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Go to my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com, and you can see all the information about my new business. Now, once you've set it up, you can kind of forget about it, which is nice. You don't need to like update your website every single day. You can if you're good at SEO or if you want to learn more about SEO, but you don't have to. So now that you have your website set up, now you can set up your Google My Business profile. And this is super important because everybody goes to Google to learn about like people in the area who they can hire. Like if you're looking for a plumber or a landscaper or an attorney or a marketing agency or a restaurant or a bookkeeper, like you're gonna go to Google, you're gonna go to Google search and you're gonna look up, a bookkeeper. So it's really important that you have a Google My Business profile. And the coolest thing is it's free, completely free. And once you have that set up, it's honestly pretty simple. I'm not gonna go step by step how to do that. It's pretty simple. You could probably watch a YouTube video on it in 10 minutes and learn how to do that. So once you have your website and your Google My Business profile set up, I strongly recommend try to get like 2 or 3 5-star reviews on your Google My Business profile just to give yourself some history. It can be like your husband or your wife or your friend or your mom or your dad, your cousin or your friend from college or your coworker or your friend from the gym. Like it doesn't matter who it is. Try to get somebody to, if you've ever helped anybody with their bookkeeping or their taxes or their accounting or their finances at all, like if you've ever helped somebody, try to ask them for a Google review just to add some history and add some legitimacy to your Google My Business profile. Because everybody knows if you're looking for a restaurant or a bookkeeper or a plumber, you're probably gonna go with whoever has the most reviews on Google. So those are kind of the first 2 things that you need to get set up right in the beginning, and then you can kind of set them and forget them. And then once you've done that, then we can move on to social media marketing. Okay, so now for social media, sorry, go ahead. Okay, perfect. So social media marketing. I prefer Facebook, but it doesn't really matter what social media, I would start with whatever social media platform you are most comfortable with. So if it's Instagram, then go with Instagram. You have options. You have, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Those are probably the 5 most popular social media platforms right now. I would probably choose Facebook or LinkedIn if you're just getting started. I would choose one of those 2, and if you want to do exactly what I did, then start with Facebook. I love Facebook, and I will real quick explain why. LinkedIn, first of all, there's a ton more users on Facebook than there are on LinkedIn. And second of all, LinkedIn is more of a staff. First of all, LinkedIn is more people who have jobs. Like, it's more of like a networking spot for employees, not so much for business owners, at least in my experience. It could be different for other people. That's just what I've seen. And then also, the type of business owner who's on LinkedIn is more of an established business owner from what I've seen. Like, you have less of the brand new entrepreneurs and you have more of the people who have been in business already for 10 years. And chances are and chances are they already have a bookkeeper or an accountant if they're on LinkedIn. So with that being said, that's why I prefer Facebook. So it's a 4-step process for Facebook social media marketing. You have to create content, you have to find your prospective clients, connect with your prospective clients, and then engage with your audience. And I can break down all 4 of those steps for you in more detail. So first of all, create social media marketing content. This is the most important step. It's the first step, the most important step, the step that's going to take you the longest, and the step that's probably going to be the most difficult. And this is what I'm talking about. You need to do this every single day for 30 days. And I compare it to going to the gym, or I compare it to going on a diet. Like, if you go to the gym or if you start a diet and you do it for a week, then you stop, you're probably not going to see results. You're probably gonna be like, what the heck? Like, I went to the gym for 5 days this week and then I didn't go for 3 more weeks and I'm right back to where I was before. Like, yeah, obviously you need to go to the gym every single day for 6 months for your, for you to get stronger, for you to lose weight, for you to get in better shape. It's the exact same thing with social media marketing. You have to post every single day for a long period of time in order for you to build that relationship, establish your presence online, and get your name out there. So you can't just do it for a couple weeks and stop. That's why you have to commit to this, and you have to be consistent and do it every single day. So you have to create a post, and real quick to back up, I prefer my personal page. So I completely converted my Facebook page, my Facebook personal page, to my business page. So it's not technically a business page. Like, there's 2 different types of pages on Facebook. You can have like a business page where you just follow that particular page or you like that page, and then you have a personal page. So chances are you probably already have a personal Facebook page. So you have 2 options. You can continue using your current personal page, and you can just kind of convert it into your new page where you promote your business. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you can create a new page. That's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's going to be a new account and you're not going to have any friends, and it's just going to be harder to get started. However, if you don't feel comfortable using your current existing Facebook profile, then there's no harm, no foul in creating a new Facebook page. But I would recommend that you create a personal page to do all of your social media marketing. So for me, I started this 3 years ago, and I had 300 Facebook friends, and they were just all family and friends from high school, friends from college, like not my ideal prospective client. Like, none of them were business owners, and none of them knew me as a bookkeeper or as a bookkeeping expert or as a bookkeeping business owner, because I wasn't that in my quote unquote past life. Like, I was in the Army, I worked at Amazon, and I was never a bookkeeper. So I had no experience, I had no reputation, I had no online presence. So I was basically starting from scratch, apart from my 300 random Facebook friends who were probably never gonna hire me anyway. But that doesn't matter. None of that is relevant because you are starting from day one right now. So you're going to create your first piece of content today or tomorrow. Like, today starts day 1 of your social media marketing journey. And it's terrifying. It's scary. You might be embarrassed, you might be scared, you might not know what to do, and that's totally fine. If you go back through my YouTube page, and if you you look at the very first YouTube video I ever posted 3 years ago, it was horrible. Like, it was embarrassing, it was silly, it was not good, the quality was terrible. Like, I did not do a good job. And if you look at my Facebook posts from 3 years ago, you could tell that, like, I had no idea what I was talking about, but that's fine. Like, you're not going to start day one as a bookkeeping expert or a social media marketing guru. Like, it's just impossible. Like, nobody starts from the beginning being perfect or being great. So but you just gotta start. Like, if you start and if you do it every day, after 6 months, I promise you're gonna be 10 times better than what you are right now. But you have to start, and you have to learn from experience. That's the only way it's gonna work. So you have to start today or tomorrow and create your first social media post. Now, you have a couple options. It can be just words, or it can be a picture with a caption, or it can be like an infographic or a flyer, or it can be a video. I don't recommend starting with videos because videos are probably the hardest, and if you don't really know what you're talking about, you're probably not going to look the best trying to explain bookkeeping tips. So I wouldn't do videos necessarily unless you really want to. I didn't do videos for the first year and a half of my business and social media. So no shame in not doing videos. You definitely don't have to. Just keep it simple. You can just do words. You can do a picture of yourself or a picture of literally anything with a caption on it. And now the whole idea behind this social media marketing is so that you're doing a couple things. First of all, you're telling the world, like, hey, look at me. I'm starting a bookkeeping business. If you ever need help with your bookkeeping, let me know. I'd be happy to help. So you're telling the world who you are and what you do. Think about anytime you watch TV and like a commercial comes on the TV, like that is advertising. So you are essentially doing that. You're just doing it on your social media platform. And the best thing is that you have the ability to reach literally thousands of people every single day from the comfort of your own home for free by making these social media posts. So you have to post every day, and you have to tell people about bookkeeping and QuickBooks and business and yourself. So the whole idea here is that you're building a reputation, and you are establishing trust, and you're letting people know, not only do I have a bookkeeping business, but I'm also a bookkeeping expert. So like I said in the beginning, you might not necessarily be a quote unquote bookkeeping expert, but as you start to establish this online reputation and build your online presence, you will become a bookkeeping expert. So you're going to do that by sharing bookkeeping tips. It's so super simple. You can learn a couple ways. And the cool thing is, while you are creating social media marketing content, you're also going to be doing research so that you can find content to post. And in doing that research, you are actually becoming a bookkeeping expert. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you're pretending to be a bookkeeping expert, you're learning how to be a bookkeeping expert, and then you are becoming a bookkeeping expert simply by creating this marketing content. So you can learn a couple ways. You can go to Google, you can literally read blogs written by other bookkeepers and other accountants. Like, go to Google and type in like the top 10 best bookkeeping tips for small business owners, or like best accounting practices for entrepreneurs, or top 10 tax tips for new business owners. Like, read those blogs, and then from those blogs you will create your content. Like, literally treat this like if you ever took a speech class in high school, or if you ever did a research paper in high school. Like, treat this like you're doing research for a research paper or a speech or a presentation. Like, go to Google, read these blogs, take notes in a Word document, and as you're reading these blogs, come up with like 10 bullet points of like, hey, this is a great bookkeeping tip. Like, for example, make sure you get a W-9 from every independent contractor and vendor before you pay them. Or make sure you save all of your receipts if you're spending cash in your business. Or make sure you get a separate business checking account so that you can keep track of your business transactions to make bookkeeping stress-free. Like, those are 3 very simple bookkeeping tips that you'll probably read online whenever you're looking at these blogs. You'll probably read these bookkeeping tips, and then you can take that knowledge and that research of these bookkeeping tips and then turn it into a Facebook post. And then now you are sharing these bookkeeping tips, QuickBooks tips, business tax tips. You're sharing these on social media every single day. And the whole point of this is so that people see you being a bookkeeping expert. And people start to trust you, people start to know you, people start to associate you with, oh yeah, that's that bookkeeping lady, or that's that bookkeeping expert, or that's that bookkeeping guy. Like, people know me, like me personally, people know me as like Zach, the Harrisburg bookkeeping guy, or Zach, that bookkeeping guy, only because I post on social media all the time. Like, I have thousands of followers and friends on Facebook who I've never met in person. I don't really know, but they follow me on Facebook, or we're friends on Facebook, and they see my social media posts, and they've been seeing me for the past 3 years. So that's step number one. And I know I said a lot of stuff, but what it all boils down to is you just have to create a post every single day for 30 days. And then once you've done that, you have to continue for 6 months. And if you do that, if you just do that, I promise you, you will probably get pretty close to getting a client. Probably not. That's not the only thing you have to do. That's only step 1 of step 4. So that is super important, but that is not really going to get you a client unless you do these next 2 steps. So now that you've got your Facebook page, and now that you're creating content, and now that you are building trust and establishing your reputation online, now you need to find your prospective client. Hold on, let me take a drink real quick, sorry. So Facebook makes it kind of difficult for you to search for people. LinkedIn makes it super simple. You can literally go to LinkedIn and you can search people by their current city, or by their job title, or by the place they work, or where they went to college. Like, LinkedIn makes it really simple. Facebook, for whatever reason, makes it kind of difficult. So you have to find business owners, and you have to find people ideally who are local to your geographic region. I've got clients all over the country, but it's definitely easier to land a client who's in your hometown or in your city. I don't know why, they're more likely to trust you if they're local to where you are. So now that you're creating content, right now nobody is seeing your content, because you might be friends with 300 family members and friends from high school. That's doing you no good. Or maybe you started a brand new page, and right now you have literally 0 Facebook friends and 0 followers. So right now you're creating content in a vacuum and no one's seeing it, which is totally fine. I still want you, either today or tomorrow or next week or like whenever you get started, I still want you, no matter how many friends you have or how many followers you have or how many likes you get, I still want you to stick to this. You got to create content every single day for 30 days straight. But you're going to now find your ideal client. That's step number 2. And the best way to do that is to join Facebook groups. And the specific Facebook group you're going to look for 2 things. One is going to be relevant to your geographical region. So for me, I'm in Pennsylvania, so I join Pennsylvania Facebook groups, primarily like central Pennsylvania, but also like Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is only 2 hours away from where I am. So I join Facebook groups that are local to my geographical region, and then I typically join Facebook groups that are relevant somewhat to business. Like, for example, there's like a Central PA real estate investor Facebook group. There is a Central PA support small business owners group. So that's a great group. It doesn't really matter what the group is or what they're about. It really only matters that they're local to your geographical region, and try to pick a group that has more than 5,000 people. So if you're in a big city, that's going to be really easy. But if you're in a really small town or a really small state, that might be a little bit more difficult. But I promise you, there's millions of Facebook groups. You will be able to find one. Pick 5 to 10 Facebook groups that have more than 5,000 members and that are relevant to your geographical region, and join all of those Facebook groups. Now, I don't want you to post in these Facebook groups, at least not yet. You can post maybe once a week per Facebook group, but don't post in these groups every single day, because that's going to get you maybe kicked out, maybe marked as spam, or you're just going to annoy people. So maybe once a week you can post in these groups, but honestly, in the beginning, don't even post in these groups unless somebody makes a post. And if somebody's looking for a bookkeeper or an accountant, then you can absolutely comment on these posts and say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper, call me anytime. But for the first 30 days, I would not recommend you post in these Facebook groups. What you're going to want to do, so this is step number 2. You're going to find your prospective clients. You're going to go to the members of this group. So if you go to Facebook, if you go to these groups, there's going to be a special tab, a special section of these groups where you can look at all of the members in this group. And Facebook will even group the members into this category called members with things in common. And now you're going to go to that section of the Facebook group and you're going to scroll through the list of people who are members with things in common. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but Facebook puts the title of these people's jobs in their bio, in this list, in this Facebook group. So if you go to the Facebook group, go to members with things in common, it'll give you a list of people who you have mutual friends with already, and it will give a long list of people, and in that list of people, it will say their job title. So if they are like a warehouse associate at Amazon, or like a greeter at Walmart, like it'll literally say like their job title and the company they work at. So here is where you can isolate business owners, because the one thing about business owners is they love telling the world that they're a business owner, just like what we're doing, which is great because we are selling our services to other business owners. So you go to this Facebook group, you go to this page, and you look through this long list of people, and you search for the word owner, and it will literally filter out and show you all of the people who have the word owner in their job title. And after this call, I made a video specifically like showing you what I'm talking about. If you want, I can email you the specific YouTube video where I walk you through exactly how to do this. But you're gonna go through this list of people, and then you're just gonna friend request all of these people in this list, in this group. And what you need to do is you need to send 50 friend requests every single day. That's the hard part. So you create a post every day and you friend request 50 people every single day who are business owners and who are local to your geographical region. That's step number 3. Step 1, create content. Step 2, find your ideal prospective client. Step 3, connect with your prospective client. Now, it's gonna be hard. It might take you 30 minutes, it might even take you an hour to find 50 business owners. But this is the key, because right now you are not friends with any prospective clients or probably very few business owners. And so you need to find business owners and friend request them. And then once you've sent 50 friend requests, you might get five people accept your friend request. Now, step number 4, you need to engage with your online community. So I don't know how you feel about Facebook right now. Me personally, I did not like Facebook when I got started. It was kind of annoying. I didn't really want to spend time on it. Like, I thought it was silly. But you need to view this as part of your job. You need to view this as another task in your business that you're doing. So you need to engage with your community. Engage with your Facebook friends. You need to literally think of your Facebook and your news feed and your Facebook friends as like your network, because I mean, let's be honest, like people spend hours every day on social media. So this is where people spend their lives, and this is a great place for you to connect with and interact with and network with literally thousands of people every single day from the comfort of your own home, on your phone, or on your computer. So you need to take advantage of it because it's right there at your fingertips, and it's super simple. It just takes a little bit of consistency every single day. So steps 1, 2, and 3, we already talked about. Step number 4, just to kind of wrap it up, engaging with your community. I recommend there's 2 things here. So things are gonna pop up on your news feed. Try to comment on people's posts. Try to keep it obviously strictly 100% business and professional. Like, don't be controversial, don't be negative, like don't be making fun of people. Like obviously don't do any of that ever. Try to keep it positive and strictly professional at all times. If people post a life update, a simple comment like, hey, that's awesome. Hey, keep crushing it. Hey, you rock. Hey, let's go. Like, hey, so happy for you. Hey, love to see your progress. Like really simple comments like that. It might seem cheesy, and honestly it is kind of cheesy, but this will get your name out there and people will start to get to know you. They're gonna see your name. They're like, oh, like she's so nice. Like, oh, she's always commenting on my posts. Like, oh, I wonder who she is. Let me go to her profile and let me like find out who this lady is who keeps on commenting on my posts. Like, who is even this person? Like, they're so nice. Like, I really appreciate all the support they're giving me. Like, let me go look and see who they are. And then all of a sudden they're gonna go to your profile and be like, oh wow, like she's a bookkeeper. Oh wow, look at all these tips. Like, oh wow, like she is like so knowledgeable about bookkeeping. Like, man, I kind of need a bookkeeper. And then all of a sudden they might hire you, like just simply from you commenting on their posts. So that's one thing, that's one way you need to engage with your community. And the last thing is that you need to send a DM to every business owner who accepts your friend request. And you need to wait 30 days. So if you send 50 friend requests today, you need to keep track of who accepts your friend request on August 1st, and then 30 days later, September 1st, go in and send a DM to all of the people who you became friends with on August 1st. And the reason you're waiting 30 days is so that you can establish trust and establish a relationship with these people through your posts and through your community engagement. That way you're not DMing them on the very first day you become Facebook friends, because nothing is more annoying than somebody friend requesting you and then just DMing you right away trying to sell you something. And now the way I do my Facebook DMs is I keep it super simple, super straightforward. This is literally exactly what I say. I say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your bookkeeping, QuickBooks, or taxes. That's it. That's all I say. Hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your bookkeeping, QuickBooks, or taxes. And then if they respond, great. I say, yeah, absolutely. Call me anytime. Here's my phone number, or send me an email. Here's my email. If they don't respond, I leave them alone. If they do respond and say, not interested, screw you, leave me alone, how dare you, don't ever contact me again, who are you, I can't believe you're wasting my time. Don't get discouraged, don't get flustered, don't be embarrassed. Sales is a game of disappointment and rejection. It's going to happen, I promise you. However, keep in mind that you are providing a legitimate service. You are trying to help people. So by you selling to people and by you offering your services to people, you are genuinely trying to help them. So don't be embarrassed. Don't get discouraged, because you will be rejected. If people are negative and nasty, just don't even respond. Or, you can say, okay, sorry, okay, yep, no problem, cool, I'll leave you alone, whatever. Don't respond, or just give like a very short response, but don't get discouraged. Don't let that stop you from the next day sending DMs, because here's the thing. There are literally thousands of business owners in your hometown right now who are stressed and struggling, and they need you. So by you selling and advertising and marketing, you are legitimately helping other business owners. And you need to think like that. Like, don't think, oh, I'm being annoying. You need to think, wow, these people are so stressed. These people really need me. I need to get my name out there so that they can hire me, so that I can help them, because they are struggling. They're backed up on their taxes. They're drowning in their bookkeeping and office administrative work. Like, they need me. They need to know about me. So I need to advertise and market and sell my services so that as many people as possible can hire me. Now, the last thing I want to say is the whole point of this social media marketing thing, the whole point of this is so that you can establish trust and establish relationships with people so that they will hire you. Like, that is obviously the end game. Like, nobody's altruistic. Like, obviously you're getting something out of this. Like, they're going to end up hiring you and paying you. But also, like I just said, like, there are people out there who need you. So you are genuinely trying to help people. That's the whole idea. So by you making these bookkeeping tips and tax tips and these social media posts, like try to provide value and try to educate and teach your audience and your Facebook friends. Because if you start teaching people, if you start helping people for free through your social media posts, then they are going to think, wow, she has already helped me so much just by her free social media posts. Like, I can only imagine how much she would help me if I actually paid her $200 a month to do my bookkeeping. Like, she's a bookkeeping expert. She's already helped me. She seems like a really nice person. She's commented on my posts a couple times. She's really supportive. She's really friendly. She's super professional. And she's always posting these bookkeeping tips. Like, I'm sure she would be an excellent bookkeeper. Or, here's the best part. Or maybe that person isn't going to hire you, but that business owner probably knows 15 other business owners, and I cannot tell you how many times I have had somebody refer me and I don't even really know who they are. Like, yeah, we're Facebook friends, but I don't really know who they are. They have just seen my posts and they told 10 of their other friends about me. So not only are you connecting with and engaging with your actual Facebook friends, but your Facebook friends are more likely to refer you to other people that they know. So you can just see how your audience just exponentially grows just by you doing those 4 things. Create social media content every single day, find your prospective client, connect with your prospective client, and engage with your community.